The earliest life form on our planet, how did it truly begin? Was it the result of a divine creation, or was it seeded here by extraterrestrial beings traveling across the cosmos? For centuries, humans could only speculate, but with the rise of modern science, remarkable clues began to emerge. After weeks of careful microscopic observation, scientists made a groundbreaking discovery: the birth of simple, single-celled organisms, tiny structures that would one day give rise to the vast diversity of life we see around us. Over billions of years, these primitive beings evolved, adapting and transforming into plants, animals, fungi, and eventually, humans. But perhaps the most astonishing revelation is that life might not have originated on Earth alone. Its roots may stretch back to the far reaches of outer space. Consider this. Around 60% of human DNA is identical to that of a banana. As strange as that sounds, this fact exists because, if we travel far enough back in time, humans and bananas share a distant common ancestor. In fact, if we trace the evolutionary tree of every plant, animal, and microbe alive today, we arrive at the same source: Luca, the last universal common ancestor. Luca was a microscopic organism that thrived in warm, tropical environments nearly 3.7 billion years ago. It was not the very first living thing life existed before it, but Luca is the closest thing to the great-grandparent of all life today. The true mystery, however, lies deeper. How did Luca come alive? How did lifeless matter, soil, stone, water, and minerals cross the unimaginable threshold into the world of living beings? 2 centuries ago, scientists believed living things existed because of a unique life force. In the 1780s, French chemist Antoine Lavoisier demonstrated that both living and non-living things follow the same chemical laws. In the 1790s, Luigi Galvani thought he had found proof of a life force when he made frog legs twitch with metal, but Alessandro Volta later showed it was simply electricity. For decades, organic chemistry was based on the belief that organic compounds could only be produced by living organisms. This idea shattered in 1828 when Friedrich Wöhler synthesized urean, organic substance from inorganic materials. Later, French chemist Marcellin Berthelot proved that organic compounds could be created directly from basic elements. The life force theory was gone, but the question remained. What exactly is life? Is it movement? Not necessarily. Plants don't move like animals do. Is it reproduction? Not entirely. Some animals cannot reproduce. In 2011, Edward Trifonov analyzed hundreds of scientific definitions and concluded that life is self-reproduction with variation. Life shares 4 essential traits: complexity, metabolism, boundaries, and reproduction. These traits likely did not appear all at once. They developed gradually. The first step was complexity. Some scientists believe the building blocks of life, DNA, RNA, amino acids, may have come from space, carried on meteorites and comets, as suggested by the panspermia theory. During Earth's late heavy bombardment period, countless celestial bodies crashed into the planet, delivering water and organic molecules. In 1969, the Murchison meteorite was discovered in Australia, containing more than 20 different amino acids. Ribose, a crucial sugar for DNA and RNA, can form in space under the right conditions. Once these ingredients reached Earth, they likely gathered in warm ponds, oceans, or tidal pools, creating what Charles Darwin called primordial soup. In 1953, Stanley Miller and Harold Urey simulated early Earth's atmosphere in a laboratory and showed that amino acids could form naturally through lightning and heat. Another possible catalyst for life was clay. Clay particles can trap and concentrate organic molecules, allowing them to interact more easily. In 2009, John Sutherland demonstrated that RNA nucleotides, the building blocks of RNA, could form from simple chemicals under ultraviolet light. This supports the RNA world hypothesis, which suggests RNA came before DNA and proteins. RNA could store information and catalyze chemical reactions, acting like both a blueprint and a worker. Boundaries were another critical step. Fatty acids can naturally form small bubble-like structures in water. These bubbles, or vesicles, can trap RNA and other molecules, creating primitive Such protocells may have formed near hydrothermal vents on the ocean floor where heat and chemicals provided energy. Over millions of years, protocells developed basic metabolic processes, using energy from their surroundings to maintain and reproduce themselves. At some point, a remarkable event occurred. One cell engulfed another, and instead of being digested, they formed a partnership. This was the birth of eukaryotic cells, which contain internal structures like mitochondria. Mitochondria became the power plants of cells, producing the energy needed for complex multicellular life. Without them, plants, animals, and humans could never have existed. From the first organic molecules to the first true cells, this transformation took at least 2 billion years. The earliest life on Earth appeared between 3.7 and 4 billion years ago, while multicellular organisms emerged only about 1.5 billion years ago. This journey is a cosmic story because the very elements in our bodies, like carbon, oxygen, and iron, were forged in the hearts of ancient stars. When those stars exploded, they scattered these elements across the galaxy, eventually forming planets, oceans, and life. In the end, we are not just inhabitants of Earth, we are children of the universe. Our story is written in the language of atoms and molecules, shaped by the patient hand of time, and guided by the quiet laws of nature. Life is not an instant miracle, it is the result of countless steps, perfect alignments, and billions of years of change. From stardust to thinking beings, our existence is the most extraordinary tale ever told. This explanation is purely based on the perspective of science and is not intended to go against any religion or belief. If someone believes that all of this was created by any divine being, that belief is also absolutely valid. This is simply the scientific view of how life began.